Hello everybody, Bradley here, and welcome to the second part of our Vietnam game. Before we hop in, I just want to give you guys a huge thank you. As I'm recording this, we are currently smashing a whole bunch of records on YouTube. Our views per 48 is 2,000 views higher than the last record. We hit 5,000 like 2 days ago, and that was a record. Now we're at 7,000 views in the last 48 hours today, which is absolutely incredible. We're also at 1,700 subscribers, which is ridiculous. We went from 1,000 to 1,700 in less than a month. Twitch is also popping off with subs and follows and all that as well. So I just wanted to say a big thank you to you guys before we hop in here. In this video, I played a Vietnam game in between on Twitch, link in the description. I played that game on Twitch between the first episode and this one. So it's interesting to see. I played the first episode of this Vietnam game, having never played it before. Went to Twitch, played a full Vietnam game, won in under 200 turns, had an absolute blast, and then came back into this game, and we'll see what I changed. We'll see if I course correct a little bit. Anyways, thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope you enjoy this game as Vietnam. Let's rock and roll. We are back with part 2 of our Vietnam game for YouTube. I have since done a Vietnam game on Twitch, which we got a sub 200 culture victory in. I'm hoping to replicate that here. Before we get started, though, we have the city of Firehammer. Everyone give a big round of applause to Firehammer, who is our newest channel member, getting that fancy badge in the chat, helping us hire an editor one day, getting the city named after him. Just what a good deal from Firehammer there. Link in the description if you are interested. Mostly, I'm really happy with where this game is going. Now that I know a lot about preserves, I did that Twitch stream. I've watched a lot of other streams and videos. I did that tutorial video on kind of how to use preserves. I wish I hadn't quite set it up the way I had. This isn't the most efficient, but hey, hindsight is 2020. I did this first part of the game just hopping in on a brand new patch, and I'm happy with what we came up with. Still sad we lost the pyramids. This forest fire might be a problem, although with Earth Goddess, we can replant all the woods later. So that's, or with, not with Earth Goddess, with Vietnam, we can replant all the woods later. What I'm trying to do right now is buy a lot of builders with our monumentality faith. Those builders are going to plant a lot of woods down. Those woods are going to give us a lot of appeal, which will give us more faith. And then once we have that more faith, at the end of this monumentality era, we'll buy as many settlers as we can. We still need to settle up here. We want to get this silk monopoly or cocoa monopoly if we can. We have to come over here and get the spices and silk monopoly and hopefully a turtles monopoly as well. Monopolies are very powerful, so we're going to want to take advantage of them. So that's kind of what's next. She has 2 spices down here, so maybe we won't even be able to. We'll have to do our best to try and figure it out as we go along here. We don't even have the tech to see the report yet on the monopoly, so we don't know how many resources there are or how many we need to get or anything like that. So we're still waiting for that intel. I'm going to focus on getting the high appeal tiles around this preserve, so we're going to get another builder in the area. We got to chop these woods, get rid of this marsh, chop this quarry out. We'll chop the grove out with the quarry, and make sure we plant woods on all these tiles, so hopefully we can get maximum appeal here, and that should give us a little bit of culture and a little more faith as well. Barbs are determined to be really annoying, but we are able to sell all our horses for 9 gold per turn, so we are going to do that. Hopefully from there we can just buy an archer or something here and get the Himiko boost just to clear these guys out. I'm not sure where they came from. I suppose this encampment right here. I'm hoping Hunza can put a bit more of an effort into clearing them out, but I think I just might buy an archer here, and then we can upgrade that archer to our unique unit a little bit later. So you can see after clearing a couple of rainforests, this has become an Earth Goddess tile. You want to keep checking in with your appeal screen. Once we put the woods here and get rid of this rainforest, this will be a breathtaking tile as well. Once we get rid of the marsh, this will be a breathtaking tile. And then we'll have 4 or 5 of the 6 tiles. We do need to keep these spices, so we have to improve this tile. But then we'll have a bunch of the tiles around the preserve that are unimproved and breathtaking, which is exactly where we want to be. As soon as they saw the archer, the horses just ran away, which is awesome. So we'll kill this guy. Hunza's going to have to deal with these schmucks down here. But I think we're going to be fine. Going to go straight for medieval fairs so we can start planting those woods down. But for now, we can just chop out all the stuff we want to chop out. And then we'll plant the woods when we can. You've got to be joking. Tamar! Tamar, that's so far away. Don't do this. Tamar, please don't do this. Are we going to have to go to war to get our monopolies this game? Please don't make me do that. I don't want to have to go to war to get this monopoly. Oh, God. Oh, golly. That's not ideal. Ooh, Cleo denounced me. All right, well, fine, Cleo. We'll come and kill you. That's all good. I don't really want to get into a fight this game. I just wanted to settle this. I didn't think she would come all the way down here without first settling this this sugar. I wonder if she can even keep a city down here. We're going to get a settler right away over in the city of Firehammer, and then we're just going to move it over and try and block her in and get her, or get a loyalty flip over here, I guess. I suppose that's the best way to do it. It's not the way I had in mind. Oh, boy. You can see already just how helpful these groves can be if you have breathtaking tiles. So obviously this isn't perfect yet. We still have quite a few tiles we want to make breathtaking, and we can't do that until we can plant woods. But that's totally fine. We're getting a little bit more culture, a little bit more faith. That's awesome for us. We're going to get to where we need to go a little bit faster. Same deal over here with this grove as well. It's going to give us a little more culture, a little bit faith while we are waiting for the big shebang to happen. And then we're going to use this faith to buy a settler here and just rush it over. I'm a little bit frustrated with this whole sitch. Definitely time for a district. I definitely want to get our theater square down. Since this theater square is going on woods, I think that's a good place to be. Also, we do want to get one of our Thans down because we do want some great general points. We do want a place to build units, especially if we are going to be going to war with Cleopatra. I think it's a smart idea. I think we can use Himiko to just levy these armies for free and get our own army in there and maybe take some of her cities. So this might be a bit of a roundabout way to win a culture game here. I think what you do first is you put it, you put the Than here, and then you put your theater square here. I think is the smart way to do it. The Than doesn't take up a population slot, so we can actually lock both in. We can lock both in. We're going to put the Than down, and then we'll grab the theater square. The theater square is going to improve the appeal of this tile, right? And it's going to give an extra 2 culture to our unique encampment, so I think that's probably fine. This is frustrating. Go away. She doing it? She didn't even do it yet. I'm certainly going to go for grants. Oh, you know what? Let's go researcher first and then grants. I was going to go for grants first. I don't think it'll be worth it just to get great general points here. I think we'll wait till we're also getting great writer points. But I think it's a great way to start is having, in a Pingala city, having grants when you have your districts down. We're the only person in Geneva, and we're clear in Granada. So I think I'm going to try and choose Caguana. That's a big population number that might help loyalty flip this city for us. So I'm going to try and get Caguana under our control and just make this city impossible to settle loyalty-wise. I've also purchased our settler to head over there, so we'll be safe with Granada and Geneva's units protecting us. And if she settles here, we're going to settle right up here. Maybe a Petra city. We'll have the iron. We'll have the 331 silk, so that'll be fine. She's running away a little bit with the settler. Did we scare her off? The loyalty might have scared her off. I think she came all the way down there and realized she couldn't loyalty settle that. We'll see what she does next turn. But even so, we can still settle on this tile regardless of where she settles here, I think. She's moving down the river. I'm just trying to make it uncomfortable for her. If she comes down here, I'll go above her. I have no doubt that I can chop out a rainforest or two and get enough food to keep my loyalty. I can also just send a governor over there. We have enough culture and enough governor titles in the tree that we can kind of snag one if we need to. So I think we'll be fine to just outflank her here. I'm going to come up for some of these things we're not going to get otherwise, just because we are going to mine a resource, we are going to build an iron mine, and we are going to build ancient walls, and that's going to happen on this iron mine here, I think, unless we settle way up here. But I think we should mine some iron. Yeah, that's going to have to be the iron mine. In any case, it's probably fine to have the shipbuilding and sailing techs done, just to make our chops worth more. And so I think that's worth it to do anyways. Yeah, we might have to settle this. We might, if I can just settle here quickly, I wouldn't mind settling this and then taking that and making it a settle up here. Like, settle this, buy a settler with monumentality, and then move it up here. I think that might be a good way to approach this. And then we get our iron mine as well. I want to be putting our districts down on woods for the culture, but also for the appeal. And so I am going to put this commercial hub down first, just to get it on the woods. And then once I can plant woods here and plant woods on these tiles, then we will do that. I will be building the entertainment complex here shortly as well. I don't know what she's doing. She's doing something weird. I'm going to squeeze in right here. I'm going to squeeze in this city right here. We can try and turn it into a Petra city, maybe. Either way, we have lots of production here, lots of space to build districts. We have the silk tile here is going to be amazing for us. I'm going to try and squeeze in here and then make that 2 more cities with monumentality. Whether it's in this era or the next one, we're not sure yet. All right, Grove is done. Not doing tons until we can plant woods, but not terrible either, so that's totally fine. Getting a little bit of faith, a little bit of food. It's time to really start putting these districts down, though, and then we can start grabbing settlers with faith instead of having to spend 25 turns on them. We do need to plant woods for these districts, so maybe a builder while we're waiting for our woods planting tech might be smart. Is there any districts? We can put our Than down, actually. Let's do that. 8 turns. Let's swap that tile over. We're going to swap that tile over. This Than is also going to get culture from being next to this one, so that's perfect. And that's ideal. You absolute rascal! What an absolute rascal. Also, I think this scout is dead. These barbs found us! I mean, I'm just coming and settling above you. Bye, mate. Have it your way. I'm coming above. I'm doing the old workaround. I hate people. Once we get cultists, that city's definitely ours. I'm a little bit sad just because of the 3-3-1 tile. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to settle as close as I can to her. The problem is I want to settle up here first. Now, let's come and settle way up the coast first. We'll leave the spices for now. We'll get the double silk and the turtles as one city. Yeah. Yeah, that's how we'll do that. All right. All right, fine. Fine, Tamar. We're playing this game. I'm ready. I'm ready to participate. Yo, we lived! Hooray! Gonna send a trade route to Kagwana here just to get this envoy. Once we get this envoy in here and we can Suze it, so one more envoy will Suze that. I think this city's pretty done for in terms of loyalty once we settle in this area. I think now is a great time to grab the settler we're going to need to settle this city up here. Still a really good city. I might play around with where I want to settle it now that I know a little bit more about preserves and how they work and what we're going to want to achieve. But this is where our next city is going to go from this side of the map. The only difference I did to this city when I reevaluated it was I just moved the city center up 1. Doesn't really change much in terms of what we're trying to do with our districts, but what it does do is give us the opportunity to grab this silk, helping us grab the monopoly later in the game. I'm going to grab serfdom here. We're getting to the point where all our builders that we are going to buy with faith need to have 5 build charges just to plant as many woods as possible. So we're going to grab serfdom here, keeping the production, and I'm going to get rid of the great scientist points. I took a look at the next great scientist. It's just not really great, and we are going to start getting campuses down soon. Also, all of our faith generation is going to start giving us science anyway, so that'll be totally fine. I think for this slot right here, how do we want to approach this? Probably great writer points. I'd rather have too many great writers than great scientists. So we'll throw that in for now, and I think that'll be fine. Insulai is going to be important later, but not quite yet. I'm just going to settle right on this silk tile. That'll give us a silk industry right away. Awesome for us. We can build that here or in this city or wherever else there's silk. I believe we have another one right here. So I have a couple of options for the silk industry. I don't know what the silk industry does yet, so we will figure that out. Once we are here, we're going to buy a galley for era score. We need 12 era score in 8 turns. I believe that's achievable for us. We just need to work a little hard for it. So we'll work on that. Get to work on an amphitheater. It's a culture game. We're going to need lots of great writers, lots of great writer points, lots of places to put those great writers, and that's a good start for us to do that. We need to own 3 archers to boost our boost the tech for our unique unit, so I think that's probably worth doing. We also need to build ancient walls. I probably should have put limes in, if I'm being honest, in my card slot. I might actually pay for that right now. If I pay to have limes in the card slot, how much is that going to cost? It's worth it to build the walls for the boost. 235 is a big chunk. Let's not do that. I'm going to maybe chop out these walls. There's still lots to chop here. I might have to chop out these walls with a builder, and that's totally fine. All right, the Kagwana Suze is coming in hot. The discovered Wukong, which is awesome. But now we have a good base of operation here with 3 of these city-states and the ability to repurchase Himiko and the faith economy to reasonably do that. I think we are in a good spot here. All right, we chopped out the walls, which is perfect. We are getting the ability to plant woods in just 4 turns, so that will this will right itself in terms of production and food and all that. We got our boost in. I think now it's time to build an archer here so we can get to those 3 archers we need. I'm a little bit concerned about the era score. I thought we would be able to get 12. Now I'm not so sure, so we might have to do some fandangling here. I know we can buy a galley. There's not much else we can do. We might be able to levy a military, although all the city-states we have a big military, so we'll have to see what we can do. Yeah, I don't think there's a way for us to grab this 10 era score. Little bit unfortunate. It does mean we're going to have to continue to build settlers, though, because we're not going to have the faith left in the bank at the end of next turn to buy anymore. So we just have to switch our thinking a little bit into how are we going to pump out 4 or 5 more settlers. I don't mind doing it via production. I was hoping to be able to do it with faith, but we'll see how we go. So the industry is to get extra culture in the host city. Do we have a city that has a lot of culture already? This is a good pick. We are going to have lots of culture here. I just want to make sure we're using this efficiently. The only other option is this city here. We have 3.8 culture, so it's not going to make a huge difference. Be nice if we could use it here. We just don't have silk around. 1, 2, 3. We could buy this silk here. We have 7 culture here, which is a little bit better, and it does have that potential for more culture in the future. But on the same note, so does this, right? We have some really good options for, like this right here. This one right here. We have some really good options for preserves. I think we can build the industry here for sure. Yep, we're not going to get this golden age. Not even close. So let's just make sure we have a builder ready to go to do all of the things we are hoping they can do. Use the faith up before the turn ends. And that is perfect for us. We can now plant woods. Planting woods not only gives us appeal, gives us the ability to put lumber mills down, give our districts a little bit of extra culture because we're Vietnam and we're going to go on top of woods. So all you have to do is click your builder, click plant woods, and there we are. We've already made more Earth Goddess tiles. So you can see how this can be very powerful. This builder can do that over here. This one is going to start making the tiles by the grove really powerful, so we'll get all that culture and all that faith in this area. Tomorrow's in a golden age, so our plan didn't work out too well. I think monumentality will be great for us this era. We are going to be building loads of districts. It didn't really work out too well for us because now we are losing loyalty. Not that I think it's going to be a particularly long-term problem, but I don't want it to be a problem at all, so we might grab a governor to come and hang out over here. I'm going to try and figure it out without a governor. I need to get chorus right away. We want our faith to be giving us science and culture to boost us, and gold to boost us through the tech trees here. We're going to get so much more faith and so much more culture from all these groves we already have down that we're just waiting for woods. And so we have a lot of opportunities here, and I think we'll take them to give our faith to science and culture and gold instead of trying to figure this out with the governor. I think there's enough here I can chop out to get enough population to make this work. I'm also going for alliances in 1 turn, so worst thing comes to worst, we'll just get a cultural alliance with Tamar. I think I'm happy with my decision not to get a governor up here. I would actually like encampment buildings. We have a lot of encampments. You know what? I don't care. I'm going to sell my Diplo favor. Chosen luxury grants no amenities. Let's pick like Mercury or something we don't have. The AI always bullies you with this one, so I wouldn't be surprised if it's something we have a lot of. Sugar. I don't think we have a lot of sugar. Do we have sugar? Yeah, we do. That hurts a little bit. All right, we'll figure that out. The Oracle is still available and is a very, very powerful wonder. I feel obligated to at least try to get it. So instead of building this builder, I am going to purchase a builder here. That'll have enough chops. We should just be able to flat chop out all the Oracle with the Rainforest we're going to chop out anyways. It's doubly powerful in our Pingala city, so that's what we're going to want to do with it. And while we're waiting for the chop, we can just grab a granary or something. Or Barox maybe, just something. Planted another woods. Now we have 2 more tiles giving us faith, culture, food, production. So as you can see, this is a huge point for our empire here. It looks like a lot of big numbers to build everything. Those numbers go down so quickly once you start planting these woods everywhere. We have the ability for alliances now. I'm going to hold off on allying with Tamar or Genghis yet, just because I'm not sure if we're going to end up in a war with them. But someone like Chandragupta clearly going to want a religious alliance. That's totally... Oh, he's not going to clearly want it. Well, we'll pay 6 gold for it. I just want the Diplo favor and the extra visibility. So we'll go to Scotland. He'll want a science alliance. He's already got a research alliance. What a hero. What a legend. Let's go have an economic alliance. Is he going to pay 18 gold? How much iron? Nah. Okay, we'll go for 18 gold, and that's fine. Gives us a little more Diplo favor, +2 per turn. Gives us a little more visibility on what they're doing, which is awesome. Gives us a better chance to understand what we can and can't accomplish this game. This Turtles is going to make up for the sugar we're not getting in this world government, this world Congress, which is totally fine for us. We're going to want to buy out to this Turtles tile. We already have the silk here. As you can see, we're getting lots of Earth Goddess. We're going to put a grove or a preserve somewhere in here to get that going as well. We also want to culture bomb these tiles, I think. So I think just putting a preserve right here, even though we are going to work this spices, is probably worth doing. So we might buy out these 2 tiles to do that. I'm going to slide Merchant Confederation in here. We have a lot of envoys at city-states that gave us an extra, what is that, 20 gold so far. We also are going to save up to buy Himiko. I can't spend my faith on anything else right now. There's no great people that are too interesting for us to save up for yet. And so we're going to save up for Himiko, get even more envoys, which is even more gold. It's just never ends, baby. It never ends. Genghis wants a cultural alliance. I'm okay with that. I don't think he's going to declare war on us in the next 30 turns. I don't think we're going to be at war in the next 30 turns. I think that's worth trading. I'm just realizing that I tested this and I totally forgot. It'll only culture bomb tiles that are within 3 tiles of your city, and this is 4 away. And so it's not going to culture bomb the spices, so we're going to have to put the we're going to have to put it right here. It's the same amount of tiles that we end up getting the bonus from. Still 5, because we still have a luxury on one of them anyway. I just wasted 140 gold, ladies and gentlemen. Rip. All right, we're trying to sneak the Oracle in. I don't know how well it's going to go, but we're giving it our best shot. I'm going to buy another Archer to finish boosting this so we can move out of that and head into Mathematics. I'm going to prioritize the commercial hub here before the campus. The reason is we are going to need great merchants later to build us corporations, and so we want some great merchants. I have no problem waiting for this campus a little bit. Also, though, we can start putting down lumber mills, which is a huge production thing, so we'll start working on that as well. India is going to give me 7 gold for 30 for 50 Diplo favors, so I'll take that. I'm going to try and sell the other 50 or so to someone like Scotland. Maybe there's 100 left. 99. What do you give me? 21 gold for 30. So that's 30 gold for 30 turns just by selling Diplo favor we don't need. Got to sell the horses too. Cleo's denounced us, so I don't want to give them to her. But is there anyone else that needs horses that doesn't have them? Nah, it seems like everyone's got the horses. Tamar, you got a pretty big army. Ooh, 24 horses to Tamar might be worth something. Let's give that a go. 58 gold. Probably not worth it. What is this worth to you, though? You won't trade for that at all? Okay, fine. All right, bought our last archer. That is going to boost us up to our Void Chens. So that'll give us a little bit of era score. Also give us the ability to war with Cleopatra if we want to. You can see she has 82 science, 49 culture. Just via our faith income, we are starting to get a lot of science, a lot of culture, a lot of gold. So we'll overtake her shortly enough. And then if we need to declare war on Cleo, we can. We've discovered Mohenjo-Daro on this map. That is really important to try and Suze. Once you unlock Mohenjo, you no longer need to settle on any kind of water to get housing. That gives us a lot of city settle options. Let's say we want to come down here and settle this rice tile. We can without building an aqueduct just because we have Mohenjo-Daro. So I'm going to focus on that more than almost anything else. I'm just trying to scout out the rest of this land, see where we can settle more cities. After the oracle's finished, we're going to want to really start pumping out settlers. This city's going to have a lot of production and a really high population with a good ability to get that population back, so we can just make this a settler factory here to settle the last 4 or 5 cities we're going to need. First Great Writer is in the bag. I want to make sure it's going into the Pingala city to maximize the Great Writer points boost that we're getting from grants, maximize the culture we're getting from Pingala, but also maximize the points we're going to get from Oracle as well. We're already pulling away to quite the culture lead in this game without even... This is maybe half the normal amount of cities you want, so we're doing very, very well. Sometimes it feels in the mid-game like things aren't going anywhere, but our setup is really good. Getting this oracle is just the cherry on top. Unlike the pyramids, if we lose this oracle, I won't even be that upset. That would just be the cherry on top of this. But man, what an amazing run we can go on here if we're quick about it. Cleo just insta-announced us again. Why does she hate us? I don't even know. We're weak. Okay, whatever, Cleo. We're going to come kill you. I think we're going to kill Cleo this game. I don't think there's a world where Cleo gets out of this game unkilled. I think that's fair to say at this point. As much as I would love a library, I'm going to focus on settlers for a little bit. We have a few lumber mills we can get as well. It's also a really good time to start planning out your national parks. As Vietnam, you're going to have a lot of appeal tiles with all the woods planting you can do, plus all the preserve stuff. It's good to know which tiles you can put lumber mills on and which ones you can't, right? So if I want to pin this out as a potential national park later, not a biosphere, let's pin this out. So we need to make sure these tiles are unimproved. So I can still remove, if I want to, I can still remove the rice and the deer and plant woods here, and that's not an improvement. So that's fine. I can still do that, right? But I can't improve these tiles. That means I can put a lumber mill here, though. Right, so it's just good to know as we go along, we're trying to increase the production, increase the appeal. We are milking every last bit of effort we can get from serfdom here. Just as many builders with 5 charges as possible. And we're going to start building some lumber mills around. So we got some up here. We got a couple up here. These two, or none of this can be part of a national park. I suppose this might be eventually, although I don't think I'll have both of these tiles. So I'll build a lumber mill here to start, knowing this might be one day part of a national park. But we'll figure this out as we go. But that's the type of thing you want to start thinking about at this point in the game. New government, always a good time, especially getting production towards districts is just very, very good. Let's put the cards in and see where we hit here. Production towards settlers, obviously very helpful. Let us throw that in here. I definitely want professional army to upgrade all my archers, but we don't need to do that yet. I'm going to buy as many it's all builders. We're building right now. We're going to grab Hamiko soon to get more envoys, which will give us more gold so we can buy more builders. This is a big build-up phase of the game here. So I'm going to put limes in. If we can get some walls down really, really quickly, I think that's probably worth it for us. We have enough faith for Hamiko again, so I will promptly buy her and send her around the world, putting more envoys into the city-states we care about, definitely getting the Sioux over Anshan. If I can control every city-state in this area, that'll be a huge boost for us. I'd love to head to Mohenjo as well, maybe. I think we might be able to get that one on our own without Hamiko, so we'll just see what happens, but I definitely wanted to grab Anshan while we're in the area. Gonna head straight to printing on the science tech tree because at printing here, you get extra tourism for your great works of writing. We have started to accumulate quite a few great works of writing. More tourism, easier to win a culture game. Bada bing, bada boom, bada bang.
I sprang upon the
Heck yeah, brother! We got that oracle. No one can stop us now. Give me those great person points. Just let me soak them in. Yeah! Yo! Yo! Well, that was exciting. I think it's time for a settler, though. As much as I love districts and the like, we need settlers. Settlers build cities. It looks like we're going to have to get one up here. Maybe one in this area as well. Petra City looks pretty terrible at this point, although maybe settling right here for a Petra is not too bad. If you buy out to a couple of chops, maybe you can settle these sheep. Also, keep in mind, if we get Mohenjo-Daro, we can just settle right in the middle and still get lots of housing, so that's always an option. I'm taking this settler and just coming up the coast to this tile. Not my favorite pick ever, but it does have a really good harbor, and it'll give us 2 sugar to add to our monopoly, which is sweet. Down here, we are just prepping the appeal for when this preserve is done. So just normal everyday stuff, making sure she doesn't settle a city on this coastline. Just normal stuff we're doing, you know? Would definitely like to grab a trader, though. Absolutely going to grab a trader and get that going. We need 1 trade route to every civ in the game to maximize our tourism boost, and so far we have 0, so we're going to have to start working on that. With Oracle and Pingala with grants, we are already getting 8 Great Rider points per turn to 1 and 0. We're getting 7 Great General points per turn to 2 to 0. So we're starting to really, really ramp up in Great Person points for any district we have in Boesthius Palace. Obviously, we're still looking for a commercial hub for merchant points, a campus for science points, and a government plaza, which doesn't give us any points, but it's just cool to have, you know? I'm going to grab Amani really quick. I do want Curator. I really do. We're going to grab Curator next. I'm going to grab Amani really quick and throw Amani into Mohenjo-Daro. Let's get Mohenjo-Daro under our control before we settle all these cities, just to give us maximum options. Now, it's important to know once we get Mohenjo, we actually have to keep Mohenjo. That's part of it. But we'll be fine doing that, I think. It's a race. Who's going to get here first? Oh, she's going. She's going. Nuh-uh. We got this spot. Get out of here. Stay away from us. Aha, you fool. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, she can't settle here now. She can settle here, though. That's annoying. Well, you know what? Is she going to do that, though? She can settle here, too. That's also annoying. Well, it could have been worse. It definitely could have been worse. All right. I wonder how she's gonna feel being kicked out of An Shan. Boom, baby. Well, I don't think we're gonna find out. This city is proving to be a little tricky because she just held this ding-dong stupid one up here. So we're gonna have to get this sugar. We're not getting this one, which makes me a little sad, or this one, which also makes me a little sad. So we're gonna have to do a little bit of work here to figure out how we're gonna get these monopolies. Maybe we'll have to kill Kagwana for these 3. Maybe we'll have to kill Georgia. I have no idea how this is going to happen. We're doing okay in science. We're doing okay in culture. Georgia's an easy target for us. We're not allied with her. So that would be a nice, easy win if we end up in a golden age next era. Cleo's also on the radar. So we'll figure this out. I think that's going to be the end of this episode, though. We are slowly starting to pull away the culture victory. We have lots of faith, so that's going really well for us too. All of that faith is giving us gold. It's giving us science. We're really starting to boost everything up here. The groves are starting to do a lot of good work for us as well. So there's lots that's good going on. Still a work in progress. Still have some settlers going. Still need to get our districts down. I'm chopping out these rainforests to put woods there so we can get this campus down, get this theater score down, really start boosting this game up in the districts that aren't preserves. But hey, I hope you guys are enjoying the video. If you did, like and subscribe button are there as always. Let me know what you thought in the comments. Come hang out with us live on twitch.tv/VanBradley. There's also a Discord and a channel memberships link in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.